Hello everybody and welcome back. I'm Mr. JP, the game is Out of Ore. Thanks everyone who's been watching these videos, and thank you to all the subscribers. Gotta be honest, started making these videos pretty much as a way to show my mates Out of Ore, because it's not a multiplayer game. The response has been tremendous, just amazing. And I really enjoy freeforming the script, you know, just doing these things in one take, sort of live as a gameplay. Feels like theatre again, you know, there's that buzz. So audience participation is the thing. Thank you to all you guys for commenting and getting involved and getting the Discord thing sorted. I believe it's Mr. JP Gaming and Analysis with the and sign, not AND. I think that's where the Discord's at, so if you guys want to search for that, see if you can click the whole join thing, or whether I've still got it set private and I have to invite you. That would be cool kind of knowledge to have. I've got a friend I can ask to test it out, but he's been lost comms for a couple of days, not gaming, and I'm loath to disturb him. He's probably busy. It's been cold, might have gone into hibernation like a bear. I know I am. I'm sat here in a jacket. It's been -6 in the last couple of days, which is cold for the local area. Last winter we had -10. So we'll see what happens. This whole global warming thing might be working out, because I like cold weather. I don't like my house being cold, don't get me wrong. But yeah, today you're joining me, and sorry I'm rambling. I'm just doing some bulldozing here and testing out how long we can really play for until the major lag from terrain editing becomes a problem. So we're just bulldozing this sort of finger of material towards the hoppers there, and I'll see if I can get a good one and show you. And just gently lower the blade till it starts to cut, you know. Pull back out. You can't push mountains, and you need your wheels on the deck. That's the first thing about bulldozing. So yeah, just gone across there and removed some material, and it will have just pushed it forward. I'll try and get into a viewpoint where we can see what's happening. So back here's all rough terrain, it's going to give me a problem. So put the blade right forward to cut, move forward, and you'll see it starts to heap up, back up. Try and cut too much. So come out of that, go across, put the blade down again, just till the front wheels lifted up, and then it just cuts in across that corner, and we push a bit of material out. And this is bulldozing is slow. This is what it's about. It's about slowly manipulating the terrain. But the problem with this is I'm making lots of terrain edits, and now we get to the lag. But just got a bit of material on the front of the blade, just gently pushing it out along the pile. You can see it's piling up in that little hump in front, and you get to the end and it all falls off, and it builds your next bit of the hump. And then you back up, because this is starting to go uphill and I don't want it to. So I'm going to back up a bit, gently lower the blade, but not all the way this time. Don't really want to cut too much. And now I want to cut, now I'm lowering it. Cut in, just take the top off and push it forward, like that. And so you keep running back and forth along sort of the same path aimed towards your hopper, or where you're going to load with the loader, because this can be used to just create lots of small piles for the loader. We'll be demonstrating getting into the harder rock later on when I do, and I'll demonstrate why the bulldozer is something you want to know how to use, because I've already met this problem. I ended up having to get out explosives this morning to blow a hole for this, so we're getting near to the bedrock, and I'm quite happy about this, because getting into the stonework, getting the cone crusher out, starting to build some piles of gear, like proper quarries do. So I've got this is one of the reasons why I mentioned to one of my subscribers who's a member of the Discord that I haven't really done anything in groundworking terms over by the sale point. The person concerned, not really sure, could be guy, could be girl, not because of any doubts, but because I don't know. But the subscriber concerned has a very nice layout for their wash plant. I looked at the photo, I was just like, yeah, that's nice, satisfies my OCD. It's been posted publicly to the NMC Discord, so it's available for all to see who are members of that, and it's very nice and tidy, sat in a nice little hole over there by the Grizzly. This is what I like about the game. This is what I like about people posting their creations, I guess is the correct term for a game like this, online and showing them off. It's brilliant. So yeah, I need to get tidier, I think is the conclusion of that. I need to get tidier. But yeah, we're just working material away this way. I'm keeping half an eye on the frame rate indicator in the corner whilst bulldozing. It's one of the reasons why I'm a bit distracted. I'm trying to do 3 tasks at once. It's great fun, I love it. I'm going to do a Space Engineers video soon. I'm going to take you around my world. For those of you who've got any interest in Space Engineers, let me know if that's the thing you want to see. I'll hurry up the process. So I need a break from doing this at some point. Like, I really should do something healthy and engage my brain and do some science in Space Engineers. And show you what I do to play a game that is essentially boring as hell, and keep myself entertained. Which a lot of people seem to have problems with in it, and I think I might be able to point you out to some things that I've only recently discovered on playing it again. Recently had a warfare mod that means it's got some more weapons. I'd probably take some of those out to show them off for you. I've got a ship that can do it at the moment. So yeah, as you can see, all of this rambling of me talking about other games, Out of Ore is working out very well, doing quite nicely, but I'm bulldozing away. I'm watching my frame rate, and we're getting closer to the hoppers. It drops off the end, everything's fine. So we're doing okay on frame rate. We've probably got a bit more filming left to go. That's alright. So yeah, that's starting to heap up a bit down there, but it's not really getting me very far with my heap over here. So I want a bit more material to take down there. And the joy of this is it breaks up the material as well, so it makes it a lot easier for your loader. My 501 was having problems digging in. I didn't bring the 500 out to try it out in the rock, I just got the AMPO out. Explosives, a universal solution to every problem. Sorry, but the field I was in, very similar to the artillery when you're in the expletive deleted. It's an adult channel, yeah, when you're in the ship with a shovel. Like when there's trouble you call on us and we come and blow it up for you. So yeah, bearing in mind that that's my history, it's kind of my attitude in gaming, and yeah, I have done more than one explosive rescue. In gaming terms. In reality, yeah, we didn't really do those bits. Awful lot of sitting around watching cameras and doing fuck all, trust me. Life is boring. Like, all the movies and stuff make stuff look cool, trust me. If you get involved in anything that's like movie worthy, you know, like Born Identity or something, you'll find out it's all paperwork and watching camera footage. So yeah, as I say, I'm really excited about Out of Ore. I love the way this game's going. I'm liking the way the new dirt works. It's not perfect. I have to agree with everybody's opinions there. I've got an issue with the lag problem and the amount of time I can game for. Other people have got an issue with the way vehicles are working and that kind of thing. I think some of them are very impatient gamers. You just need to learn how stuff's working again, like the dozer now. The blade full forward on cut is what you need to cut, okay? And as you go forward in, and it just starts to bite as you lower the blade there gently. And as it starts to bite, there's a couple of things you can do to stop it digging in. One is just raise it on the up-down key, or you can press shift and back it. When you back the blade, it goes into the carry mode. Now when you lift up, the stuff doesn't fall off as quickly. You can get it further, see? And then you just take it back into the cut mode when you want to cut again. So I'm cutting in, and I've got to keep it on full cut when I'm going uphill, because if you lean back now you won't get anything. But what's happening here as I'm topping, you'll see that I'm starting to struggle to top. And that's because the back end of the dozer is too low in that hole, so this is why I bought this material up. So what you do now is you just go in here, tilt the blade a little so it's parallel with the ground that you're trying to bulldoze, because that's quite critical. Level it up again as we're bulldozing forward, and we'll just take some material forward into that hole, like this. I'll do the same thing again, try and take the step out a bit. And the ground that I'm working from is actually really uneven, which makes it quite difficult to start. But once you get in to the pile, you can see I've raised the front end too much and I'm not cutting. You need all your wheels on the ground to effectively use the machines, guys, as well. Like if you're lifting the front end of the loader, it seems to not cut as easily. What is it that I'm rolling on here? Okay, there's a pile of material. I'm going to go into this pile and then level up where I'm rolling. So yeah, I'm just watching that frame rate in the corner as I'm bulldozing here. And we'll get that to the bottom of the pile and stop. That's just bringing this end of the pile up, which means that when I go in to try and top it, things should be improved. And we'll just even up where I'm coming in from, because this is another important thing with the machinery at the moment. It seems to need to be on a level surface. Once you start cutting up or down steep slopes, it can start to give you a bit of a problem, which is why I've got a problem on my road on the other side where it's too steep and I'm going to have to build it up and then cut it down again. Is because operating on that slope, trying to cut into it and shave it down at the moment is a hit or miss affair. So to make it less of a hit or miss affair, I'm going to have an excess of material in there and then cut into that, so that when I make a mistake, I've got plenty of material around to sort of even it up. So yeah, I'm just running in and smoothing up all of this area, just to give me a bit more of a chance to cut in easily on that ridge line. And so yeah, this people say it wastes material, but I'm not sure of the mechanism generated here. But I think it compresses it, so it just takes away the visual peaks and troughs. The actual voxels containing the material, I think, maintain the same material, because these verticals, these thin edges, when you bulldoze them, you don't collect anything on the blade. It's like they're just a visual effect. So yeah, I'd be interested in anyone's opinion on that, what they've noticed about the new soil mod. Leave it in the comments. Mr. JP's Discord is Mr. JP Gaming and Analysis, with an and sign rather than the word. So Mr. JP's Gaming and Analysis. So I've just gone in there with the blade again and ruined all my hard work on that dip. But we've pushed up another wall of material here. And you can see, if you keep pushing up the wall of material and pushing it over the top, that you will naturally start to form a sort of a flat top berm. So for those of you who want to make like BMX tracks and stuff in this game for your dumpers, and I honestly wish they'd get some kind of 4x4 utility vehicle for that purpose, that would be cool, guys at NMC. If you're watching, we want a pickup truck which can carry an excavator tool or two in the back, perhaps an internal inventory for the service gear, and is fast as FCUK. You get it. We want to rag ourselves around the tracks we build. Come on, guys. Like, you want to see some YouTube footage of crazy people, like, running around on their own, of course. But we can also have little competitions between ourselves. Something which is good on the Discord. One of my users posted their processing plant, as I say, the wash plant. So it isn't really a wash plant yet, it is just a processing and sorting plant. But yeah, it would be cool to see people, you know, building little tracks and posting that on there. I just think, there's not enough love in the world, guys. You know, bit of creativity and creation is always fun, right? It's why everyone loves that crazy criminal Banksy. Don't get me wrong, talented, yeah, whichever, but he is spray painting buildings he doesn't own, base level. Maybe if I was better at art I'd get away with it, but I know that I wouldn't, so there might be a bit of jealousy there. But yeah, I do understand that when he does it to a building they don't like it, it gets removed and moved to like a museum or something. But yeah, I wonder about his motivations these days as well. It started as one thing, but things change. YouTube channels are like that. A couple of YouTubers that I watch have talked about the power of YouTube, and in relation to an incident involving Trevor Jacob. If you want to look it up, he takes a dive out of a plane he's bought, and it's a simulated plane crash. It's fake, and it's been pulled apart. He has been revealed as the fake he is, something that I am going to endeavour to avoid. So I'm going to say things at times that people aren't going to agree with, and yeah, we're probably going to disagree about games at some point, but I figure that if you surround yourself with yes men and you're just saying what everyone wants to hear, you turn into like Putin or Boris Johnson or people like that people don't like. I mean, you've got to be honest in life, you know. So yeah, we're bulldozing this way, and I'm starting to see that frame rate drop appearing now. I'm just getting ticks of 1 or 2 frames knocked off the frame rate. And they come back, but as time goes on, this seems to build up. So we're at 15 minutes of video time. I did a couple of bulldozer runs before I started filming, just to get my hand back in, you know, after a lunchtime break of an hour or so for video conversations with people. Yeah, so that frame rate drop's starting to go. Let's get a big load on the blade and push it down there. Yeah, that's done it. So that popped down to 36. I don't know if you can see the Steam overlay frame rate in the top left, but keep your eyes on it if you can. If you can't, let me know and I'll see if I can get the settings to sort of pick it up, but they should be. I worked out why I sometimes lose audio as well. When moving the in-game mouse around in the menus, I can actually bring up the background mouse and click on the audio. I think I've turned it off now, but yeah, it was muting me. Simple things, hey, simple things, but this is live, and that's live performance for you. Never worked with children or animals. Luckily, the biggest thing we've got that's closest to an animal is the Bulldozer. And they are feisty beasts. It's a very powerful machine. As you can see, it takes time. There's a lot of therapeutic backwards and forwards in here that actually kind of soothes my soul. Hate to say it. But yeah, you can see that it starts to get quite successful. We're getting closer to those hoppers, and we've got this relatively smooth run here. So we'll give this a try just to see how we get on. So you start at the back with a little piece of material. I'm just going to take this edge off here. You can see we're on an angle, so we'll angle the blade downwards, pop it down till it starts to bite, and then we'll just lift it a little until we start to get grip and move forward again. You can't steer whilst pushing, you just lose all power. Angle the blade over that way, and we'll start to slide that way as we push forward, and that'll push the material round. So you can steer whilst pushing, but it's on blade angle. So go in again. Try and keep the blade angle straight and level. Angle it off that way, we start to steer that way, and the material gets pushed round that way, you see. So that's one of the little tricks I've been using in my bulldozing for you. I said I was going to give away some tricks and hints as to how to do it during this video. Well, that's one of them. You can track sideways by just pushing the blade angle over to the edge and shifting some material up the hill like that. So we've got that material up there. Always leave yourself a bit of a ramp to get round, or have a second dozer. Something I'm going to experiment with later. I'm going to buy a new dozer and see whether buying a new machine fixes some of these problems that I was having with my old one. So yeah, and we've got this nice ramps type thing ahead of us there. So angle the blade to how we're going to start. Whoops, too far down. There we go. Grab some material. It's going to cut in. You going to cut in? Yeah, I think we're cutting. No, and that's all because of the rough terrain that I'm bouncing around on at the start here, that dip inwards. If I start from something a bit more level, and actually be sensible and get some material on the blade. Angle it back a little. See, this is what I mean about those funny terrain voxels. You see I've got some spiky ones there. See if it's because I'm not going in straight. It's not having it. It's turned into a lump of rock. So change the angle a bit. Right, that's started to cut now. So we'll cut that round like that. Pop it off again. It's these angled points that are causing me these problems. Just heat it up again. Get it over the side there. That's it. So yeah, I think I'm pushing a heap of material ahead of me. And just pushing it along. Yeah. Leaving a bit of a groove, but that doesn't matter because we're just going to push more material along. This isn't a neat thing. This is a get the volume down to the end. So you get down here and push in again. You just keep on taking the top off and keep on bulldozing towards. It might be frame rate giving me a problem now. We're hanging around in the 40s. Things are starting to drop. As I say, 20 minutes, half an hour, this memory leak seems to get too big and you lose all your frame rate and it just dies. I might mark this one for the devs and post it in the Discord, because I do love the game. Like, it's going amazing places. I'm hoping this is one of the bugs that they're fixing in the next update. I really am. So if they can fix this up so that I can mine for longer, that would be lovely. Just quitting out, reloading the game and starting again is getting old. If that makes sense. It's just a grind I don't need. That's what I'm going to film the Space Engineers with this afternoon, I think. Plus I can kind of do an AFK halfway cut point, leave the game running for a bit and go back to it and film the next section. Try and join them together, I don't know. There's going to be a lot of sort of educational stuff in that, so I might make them shorter and try and keep it on the subject. Yeah, Space Engineers as well, try and become a bit more analytical, I think. A bit more scientific, a bit more professional maybe. So yeah, I'm doing all of this bulldozing away towards here, and you can see I'm slowly getting this ramp built out of material in front of the hoppers, and I'll just keep building that up with a nice flat level top to it until I've got a run along the front here, and then we'll just bring the material up from behind onto the run and into the hoppers. You see, is the idea. It takes a while. I don't know whether digging with the loader is more efficient. It probably gets more into the hopper per minute, especially if you built your hoppers near your loader. But at the same time, with the current limitations on digging with the game, this problem with frame rate happens with the loader faster. It's the loader that has crashed the game more often than the dozer for me. But once I start seeing teenage numbers, that's it. So once we get into the 19s and 13s, I've seen as low as a 6. I sort of decide we're near crashing and it's time to save. And so when I save and exit the game currently, the software I'm using to record, which is the Xbox Game Bar, will detect the game ending and will stop the recording. So in the event of a crash, sorry guys for no goodbyes, it's because I was dragged away early. Mum sent me home with the words, my processor can't handle it. But it's not my processor, it's the software of the game I believe, and as such, the last time we had a memory leak like this that was causing lag and problems, Christian was on it like a blooming rabid bulldog. So I expect a similar fix fairly soon. It's surely just some kind of file getting too big in the game as things go on, for terrain edits or something. It can't be much more than that. Oh, we've got some stuff going into machines, so I am going to have to hang around after ending. Well, it means I don't have to end the video actually, guys. I think I might have a dumper truck under there. So we can always go down and see what the road progress is, but there isn't really any since my last video because I haven't done any road running since we're putting stuff into machines. Yeah, we're in roughly the right place to do it, so we'll go over here and we'll just demonstrate this. So when loading the machines, similar thing. You want your blade in a cut position. I'll try and start from this end. So I've got blade fully forward in the cut, I'm fully lowering it until it just lifts the front end, and then I'm just gently descending. I'm angling the blade over a little as well and steering a little, but not big steering inputs, most of it's forward. And we just take it forward until we're at the hoppers, without falling in, This is a risk with this system, and I've been trying to think of a way of making it safer for my Bulldozer, but going to be honest, I've seen health and safety videos from America about coal surge piles and staying in the vehicle if you fall in a hopper hole type surge hole, I think they call it, or if you go through a hole in the pile, because the piles actually suffer a certain amount of subsidence and inside and end up with hollow spots that dozers can just fall through and stuff, and it's pretty scary stuff. So I think this method of mining is probably actually to be considered dangerous on vehicles, as you can see. So yeah, we're getting down to 24, 27 frames a second, so this is almost over for mining purposes. But what we can of course do, but I don't think I've activated my processors yet either, nothing else is running. Other than reducing the amount of vehicles I own, I can't think about anything else to do to improve this situation. So yeah, that was under 20. Didn't actually catch the figure. I was looking at what I was doing, trying not to crash into the surge hole. So we're going to push it forward again. Get the blade right down here, by the way, guys. Just so you know, because I'm trying to cut an incline downhill. Oh yes, hello 16 frames a second steadily. I caught that one. Even though I was trying not to crash a dozer into a hole. Here we go again. Just push that into there. I'm losing a certain amount of material that's sitting on top of the hoppers there. You can see it solidifying out there in a finger, but you can just smooth that away if you don't like it. Personally, I'm not worried about it because material that sits at that point in the middle of the hoppers tends to disappear and be deleted anyway, but I'll just keep bulldozing this material in like this. Move across and do the next two hoppers perhaps. Save me some frame rate. Whilst those two absorb that lot. See, they need to get rid of these balls that form in the hoppers faster. So the hoppers need to fill up with the material and then slowly let it out into the conveyors. They shouldn't sit there with it in the ball form. It's physics that don't need to be animated. Didn't carry any in that time. Interesting. Try it again. Oh, we're carrying this time. Oh yes. Yes, yes. So I've got a load of small hoppers, 15, 17, on the other end of this that are probably loading up till full on the conveyor, so the fact that there's none in all of the red hoppers doesn't really matter. The red hoppers are just used for size. I did think about using small hoppers in this rig as an experiment and dropping into the top of those, because maybe their uptake rate's faster, I don't know. But they don't look like they're designed to have stuff dropped in from the top without some kind of construction around them. And since I was having problems with balls going through walls, I decided not to play that game. And built red hoppers instead, mainly. So thinking about where next to doze there, and sort of dozing in conversation. So, come on. Let's back out and try that again. You can see I'm just sliding along that ridge, it won't cut in for some reason. So just, might have got some material moved out there. No. So yeah, this soil mod needs a little bit of work perhaps, but you can see the way I'm working this pile. It isn't natural feeling yet. But at the same time, it's a bit more natural than how it used to be, because you used to be able to chew out massive holes in seconds. This is in some ways more realistic. People are saying that it's gone more arcadey, but I don't know. I'm getting more of the rich stuff out of the rich pile positions for scraping it gently with the loader and taking it off in like really small amounts, because you can't generate lots of balls and then not pick them up. You just gently scrape before the bucket fills, and when you start to get that lump in front of the bucket, you stop and back up, and then you scoop up the bit with the lump in, and I think you get more material for what's there on the ground this way than we were before, because it's taking me a lot longer to like if I'd been working with the Bulldozer as long as I've been working this pile in the old mode, one, I'd have crashed the game from the balls, whereas now we get at least a bit of warning. But yeah, too, we'd have been down to the ground round here. You know, the level at the bottom of the level on the other side of these hoppers, I guess, would be the best way. That's what I'm referencing as ground here. But yeah, this bulldozing would have been over because we'd have wasted so much of the material. Whereas at the moment, I'm just gently scraping the top, piling it up again, ready for the next time I want to cut in, because I probably bulldozed enough into the processor to run for a little while. So I might try uploading whilst doing that. This might be a long upload. So I didn't expect this video to be this long. I'm going to be honest, I thought I was going to crash the game. I have to have stopped by now. So yeah, that's going in there. Let's take it back, see if we can get a bit more of this material from this side up and in. Try it that way. This might be what's causing me the problem. So yeah, I'm just going to pile some of this material on over here and smooth out the area by continuing to push. Still got the blade angled down. I haven't actually adjusted the blade for this whole cut. So some of it is just living with it, pushing on, and whop. Say goodbye frame rate. Oh gosh, 4 for 7. Yep, 13. We're okay, but we're going to stop bulldozing around now, because that's game over with the dozer. If I doze again and again, we're going to get down to frame rates that are staying low for too long, and my graphics card's going to time out, and it's all just going to stop. So we'll park that up. Likewise now, if I dig with the loader, it doesn't matter if I wait until what's in the hoppers disappears, because there's nothing in them, see? It's not the graphics loading continuously. Some file has got too big, because like even over here, these hoppers are running in. Which ones are running? Any of them? No, they've all run out. Everything's running to the machinery. But if I dig with this here now and start loading up one of the other machines, we're probably going to see the same frame rate. Before I do that, I'm not going to lose all that bulldozing I've done, so I'm going to do a quick save. Sorry for the delay this will take, guys. I'm wondering whether starting a new game will get rid of some of this. I might try that later on as well after I've done the Space Engineers. So you're not going to see much progression on gameplay today. I am doing the scientist stuff. Mr. JP, gaming analysis and science. There is a science to killing zombies as well in 7 Days to Die. I'll be going into that at some point. Like, I've got a pile of stuff to do. It's kind of cool. At the same time, I've got a pile of stuff to do in real life that I need to do that I'm actually avoiding. I don't know if YouTube is some kind of, what do you call it, diversion therapy, but maybe I am using it that way. This is something that you have to guard against when using digital technologies. Everybody does, whether it's gaming addiction, whether it's just your mobile phone and looking at Facebook. You have to be so careful. So setting up GPS, we'll just go through it again, because I'm going through it every time I do it. Just bring down the blade until you see a little bit of lift on the front wheels, bring it back up slightly, press Q, bring your mouse over, click on the word 0, and you're there. So, because I don't want to dig lower than this floor. So just go in nice and slowly, see the blade spilling up, and it's just slowly scraping. Now we'd have got nothing out of that amount of dirt, but I am there, that's full. Yeah, we'd have got nothing out of that amount of dirt back in the older version with the bulls. That would have been nearly an impossible scrape up because of the height of what the terrain is beyond as well. So this is useful. And it's going to make perhaps bulking with piles. Ooh, 17, 15, 12, 16. Yeah, we might be able to load up this machine a bit. So we'll take it back round. Take it in again over here. Just scraping this area out because I want it a bit more level in front of these hoppers really. For working. It's going to redesign one of those hoppers as well. I'll do that once the frame rate gets scary. And I mean real scary. But the loader tends to just crash the game more than the Bulldozer. The Bulldozer appears to be safer to use if you're gambling on the crash. So just keep emptying into this hopper and see what happens. Oh, oh! See, this is the adrenaline game for me now. I'm such a junkie. It's like, can I push it till I crash the game? This is testing to destruction. This is what it's about. it's still stuttering now. I'm still at 35 frames, so I'm going to stop playing this game because it's just recovering slower and slower, and that's the reason why. Is those balls should disappear, go into the inventory of the hopper, and it should slowly distribute them into the conveyor system. That's the way it should be. So, quick thing about constructing and editing: move your vehicles out the way when you do it. Like I can't emphasize this enough. And never park them with the blade is interacting with a block or too near a block, because the demolition mode tends to click on every vehicle and they start ripping stuff apart. So yeah, here I'm just going to take these panels out like so, and we're going to put in some walls. The construction mode can be awkward. If you're finding you're having problems, click out, press page up, zoom in a bit to about the distance that the block is that you want to position away, and look, my cursor now highlights where I want to be, which is kind of handy. And that applies to mid-air stuff as well. So somewhere there. Clunk. Nope, wrong one. But I'm going to leave it there because it's not really a problem. Clunk. Running out of wall panels might be. I have to go shopping. Right, that's them in. And need to remove two below as well. Forgotten that. That one and that one. What I'm doing here is I'm just improving this hopper to be a loader hopper. So I need to go in somewhere there, but is it going to let me? Come on. So yeah, I'm still having a few problems there with getting these positioned. It might be easier to go in and do it from underneath. Oh, there we go, clonk. So that's the only one I need in there, luckily. So we can stop getting frustrated with that. Turning off the demolition mode might help. Remember that, guys, turn off demolition mode. I have made that mistake before and driven the vehicle in, so now I'm having problems positioning again. Zoom out slightly. And we can reach where we want to reach. Clunk. One up. As I say, construction's nodular. You look at the corner where you want to sort of rotate it round, and it just sort of goes in. And if you're having problems, move around a bit as well, because walking around can help you sort of position on different places. I want it there. There we go. And it just clicked in straight away there. So it's finicky. This one is finicky. I'll give it that. So yeah, I'm going to put some hand railings sort of around either side of that, and I'm going to put one either side too, I think. Just the one, because that should stop loaders and stuff falling in. I'm mainly thinking about the dumper really here, because the idea is I can back the dumper up to this gap and just, I've got a feeling the unload on it's a little low, so it's going to spray through this gap and into these holes if I'm using the dumper. But with the loader I can bring the bucket in over the top here and it will just tip in, hopefully is the idea. So yeah, that's that. I should have really activated these machines whilst I was talking about that and doing that. So yeah, getting jobs done. Currently I'm bulldozing a bit, going over to the machine, which should be full, so at least tell us. See, I got 4,000 in that one, and this one had a couple of buckets full, I think. And we've got 1,000, so the loader is probably a quicker way to get material into machines than bulldozing like I am. But bulldozing does clear some massive amounts of space, so it just depends what your aim is really. I've got both those machines going. I took the hopper off the end here because I thought it was slowing down the speed that we could load dumpers. I'm not sure about that. But yeah, so I've got these two machines running. It might be the fact that the material that I've loaded isn't actually containing that much dirt. it's starting to drop out a bit quicker now. So maybe there's just a delay in the mechanism there. But yeah, so filling up dumpers. Obviously, this is going to go down to the road build. Might end the video fairly soon because you've seen my road build. I'll get a bit more done on it before I show it off to you. But yeah, a lot of this machine, if you can see, is currently, because I have to stop digging, I want to be able to load up that hopper with a bit and then do some bulldozing and load up all the hoppers, turn on all 3 machines, and essentially get 3 times the dirt out at this end. Hopefully it might involve having 3 ejectors, some kind of multiple into one sort of thing to do this. I don't know yet, I'll figure it out. So yeah, thank you for putting up with me. I hope this gameplay video has been useful for those who are trying to think of ways of using the game for mining in different fashions from just filling a dumper and tipping it at the grizzly. The grizzly being the sell point over there, by the way, for those who don't know. And yeah, I'm going to sit and watch dumpers fill up, then I'm going to save the game, and then I'm going to load back in and do some more digging. So thank you very much for tuning in. Thank you for all my subscribers. Thank you to all the viewers. Thank you to everyone who's getting involved, because participation makes it more like pantomime and live show, which is kind of cool. I like it. Makes me smile. And yeah, all of you guys are making me smile as well by watching my videos, because it's just amazing that people are that interested. And yeah, so thanks for watching. Stay safe in your mine. Good luck with it all. And I'll catch you soon. Thank you very much. Goodbye.